Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining our seminar and webinar this afternoon. Apologize for the slight delay due to the technical issues. I hope today's session will give you more on the latest immigration updates on both Australia and Canada. Before we start, I would like to share with you a video of our company's journey over the past 17 years. I hope you have enjoyed this video. My name is Suki and I'm one of the senior consultants here at AIMS.
I'm Jennifer Ng. I'm the Regional Consulting Director.
And throughout this session, if you have any questions, please feel free to drop us a message in the chat box. Our consultants will be answering to your questions. And if you want to have a one-on-one session to find out whether you are eligible for Australia or Canada, please kindly leave your name, your email address, and your contact number so that we can reach out to you after this session. And for all of you who are sitting in our office today, we will be having the consultation after this webinar. Okay, so today we are broadcasting out of Singapore, where our headquarters is. We started in 2006, and right now we have 10 offices in 8 countries across Asia Pacific. We offer an entire suite of services such as skilled migration, business and investment migration, passport programs, and relocation services. And this is our CEO, Mr. Pierce Ching. He's the founder of AIMS, and over the last 5 years, he has been awarded top 100 as well as top 25 immigration company CEO. Under his leadership, the company has grown from a single office with less than 10 employees to where we are currently. He's a firm believer of hard work. He believes that the harder he works, the luckier he gets. And these are the 10 offices we currently have. They are in China, Hong Kong, Vietnam, Philippines, Cambodia, Malaysia, Myanmar, and of course, Singapore, which is our headquarters. We have over 20 destination countries that we can help our clients to migrate to. The more popular ones are Australia, Canada, US, and inbound to Singapore. We also help our clients to migrate to European countries through investment or get a direct citizenship program from the Caribbean countries. Currently, Australia and Canada are the popular ones, countries which are still accepting applications for skilled workers and without needing you to have a job offer. And that's why today we will also be focusing on these 2 countries and their immigration updates. And today we have 150 immigration professionals across 10 offices in 8 countries, and we have helped over 18,000 families to move to different parts of the world. Like I mentioned, our focus will be on the immigration updates on Australia and Canada, mainly for the skilled workers category. Besides this, we also help investors, corporates, as well as entrepreneurs to pursue their immigration dreams. And we help students to apply student visas to several countries, as well as family visas like parents visa, child visa, and partner visa.
Okay, I would like to thank everybody for joining us today. Those who are here in our headquarters, the Singapore office, and also those who are joining us online. Let me first start by sharing that the world of immigration, right, in recent weeks and months, have chock-a-block, okay, of updates, record-breaking milestones, and news-breaking policy changes. But today we'll be focusing on the changes that happen in Australia and Canada, okay, because both countries will have a very big impact to all our clients and their applications. So in the last 1 year, okay, what we have seen is at AIMS, if we have received close to 200 invitations from Australia and Canada. And what are these invitations? They are invitations to our clients to apply for PR in either of these countries. This is absolutely a piece of very, very good news for our clients, who are going on the skilled migration, and they've been with us for quite a number of years, who have gone through the whole journey with us. Because, and this is a piece of good news because they put in so much effort to get to this stage. And they are really at the final stage of their whole journey, migration journey. And I am also very proud to say about 30% of these clients, those who have got invited, right, have finally received their PR visa grants. So they're preparing to land in Australia and Canada, right? So, and to let me just start off the whole presentation proper by giving you an update on these recent changes that allow our clients and their families, and of course our company, to achieve this level of success. Okay, so first up is actually Australia. Okay, so Australia just entered its first financial year on the 1st of July 2023. So the financial year starts from July all the way to June, right? So this first financial year of 2023-24 has given us a lot of immigration updates. So the first one on the screen right now is what we call the direct citizenship pathway for New Zealand citizens, right? So what happened is this is quite groundbreaking. Previously, New Zealanders, okay, will have to apply for a permanent visa while they are in Australia before they're eligible to apply for citizenship in Australia. But now this PR pathway has totally been removed. So what they do is, from 1st of July onwards, New Zealand citizens who have been living in Australia under what we call the Special Category Visa, SCV, what we call also subclass 444. If they stay in Australia using this subclass 444 for 4 years or longer, then they can apply straight away for Australia citizenship. And this SCV visa is very easy for New Zealanders to get. All they need to do is fly in, or even through seaport, enter into Australia at the airport or at the terminal. They'll be able to apply for SCV straight away. Okay, and then once they have the visa, they'll be able to enter. Okay, and they can stay there long term. They can live there, they can work there, and study there long term. So once they fulfill the residency requirement, you'll be able to apply for citizenship straight away. Right.
Which is very good because for both Australia and New Zealand who are citizens, they actually allow dual citizenship for both countries. So actually you can hold two passports. That would be very convenient as well. Okay, so the second updates which we have will be the new visa fees, which has already started from 1st of July 2023. As you can see on this screen here, the visa fees actually have experienced a 14% increase on average across all visa categories. And the two visa categories that we facilitate the most are investors and skilled visas. For significant investor stream, which we have seen the highest increase of 50%, from $9,195 to right now $13,860. And for the skilled migration visas, increased by about 9%, which was 4,240, and right now it has become 4,640. Okay, so the next one, which is quite a significant update, there is no longer a minimum income threshold for 191. Some of you may already know that by holding a subclass 491 visa, which is a temporary visa, you are eligible to apply for subclass 191, which is a PR for you after you're able to satisfy the stay and work for 3 years in a regional or designated area. Previously, there was a minimum income threshold, which was 53,900, and however, this has been removed. So you're now only required to provide NOA, the notices of assessment, for 3 years out of 5 years.
So going on to the next update is actually what we call the migration planning levels. Okay, this is referring to the total target, okay, PRs that will be issued by the Australian government for the whole year of 2023 to 24. Okay, so it's just been announced, okay, in June that Australia is looking at 190,000 resident places for this new financial year, which is no different from what they have actually set the target for last year in 2022-23. And what we're looking at will be the skilled stream. Okay, so there's a family and the skilled stream. So the one that we're focusing on for most of our clients is under the skilled stream, which accounts for 137,000. And under the skilled stream, there are also different visa types. So the ones that we do mostly for our clients are 189, 190, and 491. These are the visa subclasses, okay, that will help our clients to apply as a skilled migrant. So these three visa subclasses will take about 68% of all the skilled stream, okay, amounting to about 90,000, slightly more of quota from the whole financial year. This actually is not any different from the previous year. So what this means, right, okay, is that Australia is still looking to invite skilled professionals to enter into the economy because they have the skills and the work experiences. And there are several professions in different factors, in different sectors that are in demand, which later our consultants can share with you on what all these key sectors are. Okay, so I would strongly urge that for skilled clients, potential or even current, okay, who are still thinking of whether to proceed with skilled migration, now would be a good time for them to seriously consider Australia as a destination country. In view that, right, Australia is still setting a very high level targets, okay, for this particular year for skilled migrants.
Yeah, indeed, because during the COVID, there were not a lot of skilled workers that are able to enter into Australia. So that is why previously during the COVID period, right, the work visa holder were able to actually work with unrestricted hours. So this is what the number 5, which I'm going to update you, the work restrictions for student visa. Okay, so previously you were allowed to work no more than 40 hours per fortnight. However, such restriction was lifted in January 2022, which was during the pandemic, and such policy was to address the workforce shortages. However, from July 1st, which is this year, student visa holders will be restricted to 48 hours of work per fortnight, unless the student visa holders are already working in a aged care sector, can continue to work unrestricted hours until end of this year.
Right. So what we have seen in Australia, in terms of all the visa grants and also the invitation to apply from our clients, what we have seen, okay, occupations in healthcare, in engineering, in teaching, actually, and also in ICT. Okay, so these are the few key sectors that we have seen that we have received the most invitations and also the visa that was granted for our clients under these professions. So we are very happy for our clients, with this kind of occupation that they finally enter into Australia, okay, to start their new life, okay, in Australia. So if you are in these key sectors and in these professions, right, please come and talk to us. We'll be more than happy to help you out, to support you in your migration journey, okay, to Australia. So now we will move on to the next country, okay, which also has a lot of activities coming up, a lot of initiatives, a lot of policy changes, okay, and this is Canada. So Canada, we've seen a lot of demand, okay, a lot of demand from immigrants who wants to enter into Canada because of the way that the whole country is geared towards welcoming new migrants. Okay, and this is very evident from the policies that have been set in place, okay, by the PM and also by the immigration minister. Okay, so what are these changes? First thing and foremost, let me just share with you the immigration levels plan. This is similar to Australia, the planning levels. Okay, this is not exactly very new, but I think it'll be a good jumpstart for us. Okay, in this section of the seminar, for us to know a little bit more about what Canada is actually planning in terms of inviting new migrants and inviting them to be a PR. So what Canada has set out is they plan to have 1.5 million immigrants to migrate to Canada to receive their permanent residency for 3 years, from 2023, 24, and 25. So that is their target plan. Okay, so for this year, in 2023, they're looking at about 465,000 PRs, okay, to be invited, right? So next will be on why they are setting this target, okay, the population growth updates, right? And this is very, very, very recent. The news just came out in June and also in July. Okay, so what very, very good milestone, okay, that Canada has achieved. Yes, his population is now 40 million people. Okay, as of 16th of June, they've reached 40 million population. Okay, and how did this come about was through, mostly is from immigration. So as you can see from the chart here, right, and this is the population history, Canada was very focused on through the baby boom, right? After World War II and post-war, they were very focused in growing the population through birth. Okay, so baby boom really started them off, okay, into gearing for their the 10 million growth, right? Okay, in over 30 over years. All right. Then next in 1995, that's where things turned. Okay, and in 1995 onwards, the whole country was focused on immigration. Okay, to grow their population. And this is also in line with the fact that, right, as the economy grows, okay, gets older, in a sense, the population also gets older. So which means that birth rate starts to drop. And in order to maintain that level of economic activity, Canada has to bring in migrants, okay, has to invite migrants to come in to be able to contribute towards the economic growth. Okay, so economic immigration was one of the key factors in driving the population growth. So you can see here that every 10 million growth, right, in the population was achieved in a shorter and shorter period of time. So in the recent 10 million growth to 40 million population, it achieved that, right, in 26 years versus the last 10 million was achieved in 33 years. Okay, so that is really a testimony of how welcoming Canada is when it comes to migrants. So the 40 million growth, population growth, was largely driven, okay, by a very, very record-breaking population of 1.05 million, okay, in 1 year. Okay, this is the most people that they have grown the population with, right, in a 12-month period. Okay, so and when we break it down, right, okay, we will see that 96% of this 1.05 million people that came into Canada was from immigration. Okay, people, overseas clients like all of you here, okay, who has got the aspiration and the migration dream to go to Canada and to make Canada their home. These are the people that Canada wants. Okay, so they invited 96% of 1.05 million people, okay, to go into Canada and give them a PR. Okay, so that's really, really phenomenal. Okay, we've never seen this kind of population growth in Canada in 1 year. Okay, and it has the fastest population growth rate, right, of 2.7% since 1957. Right. Yeah.
So we are foreseeing maybe a faster growth in the coming years as well.
Yes, definitely. At this growth trajectory is very going to be much lesser time that you need, right, in order to grow the next 10 million.
Okay, so the the third update we have, which is called the category-based selection. This is a very new feature for express entry. For those who does not know what express entry is, which is a pathway for skilled workers who wish to apply to become a PR in Canada. And the category-based selections was announced in May this year only. And the immigration invites applicants to apply for PR based on these categories such as French language proficiency, healthcare professional, STEM, which stands for science, technology, engineering, and maths, trade, transport, agriculture, or agri-food occupations. So, and to be eligible, okay, for example, the French language proficiency category, the candidates must have French language test results that show a minimum score of 7 in all the 4 language abilities, which are listening, speaking, reading, writing. And to be eligible for the occupation-based categories, okay, so a minimum of 6 months continuous work experience out of the past 3 years is required. And here are some occupations for each occupation's category. Okay, so for example, what we can see right now, for example, under the healthcare, we can see dentist, nurse, and under the STEM, there are architecture and science managers, IT related, civil engineers, and under the trade, plumbers, electricians, welders. Transport could be, for example, flight engineers. And under the agriculture and agri-food, there are only 2 occupations. So the first one is agriculture contractors and farm supervisors category, and the other one is butchers. Okay. And which leads to the 4th update also. The very first draw that happened was on the 28th of June last month. And for each round of invitations, we have seen an increase in the number of invitations issued. For the first round, the immigration started with healthcare occupations. 500 were invited with a cutoff points of 476. And within the same week, there was another draw on STEM occupations with the same amount of invitations issued, which was also 500. Okay, and then the cutoff point was 486. So after that, the lowest score we have seen so far, which is the 5th round, 12th of July, okay, 2023, which is under the French language proficiency. As you can see, the cutoff point is as low as 375, and the number of invitation issued was 3,800. As you can see, every round, right, there was an increase in the invitations issued. So so from what has happened on after the 28th of June, we can see that Canada Immigration has further broken down their selection strategies, which makes it easier for them to target the country's specific needs. And at the same time, they didn't let go of the no program specified invitations, hence keeping the overall immigration in a very healthy trend.
So, Suki, looking at all the draws and all that, it seems that, the cutoff points is trending lower,
Yes.
which we hope that it's going to continue in this path.
Definitely.
Yeah. So, which also means that a lot of our clients will now be eligible, especially those with that kind of skill set and the professions that the category-based draws are looking at. So, I'm really hopeful for our clients.
Yes, in fact, there were a total of 8,600 invitations issued just within the past 2 weeks. So it's a very, very good news over the past few years.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward, to receiving, more updates on this category-based draws plus the no program-specific regular draws. Okay, that Canada has been doing. Okay, next we're going to talk about another update from Canada, which is what we call the tech talent strategy. Okay, so this tech talent strategy, as the name suggests, is really focused on talent in the ICT sector, on the high-tech sectors. Okay, so the tech talent strategy has a few pillars. Okay, the first one would be to attract talents, okay, from the US that are currently having a H-1B visas. Okay, so H-1B visas are tagged to employers. So what Canada has done is to issue them with open work permit, okay, for them to come into Canada, bringing their family members along, and then they can do whatever they want, because it's open work permit means that it's not tagged to any employers. It is not employer sponsored. Okay, so this visa category, right, is open up for 1 year, okay, or maximum of only 10,000 applications. And you know what, Suki? Once this H1B visa pathway, right, was opened up within 48 hours,
Wow.
the whole 10,000 cap, right, was used up.
Wow.
Yeah, so the cap of 10,000 was totally gone, okay, because of the strength of the program. That's one. And two is, I think the destination country of Canada is still very, very attractive, right, for a lot of immigrants. And three, in part, is also a reflection of, how maybe the US immigration is a little bit dysfunctional when it comes to H1B, at least. Yeah. So this augurs very well, okay, for people who intends to make Canada their home. And I hope that Canada government will relook into this pathway, the H1B visa pathway, right, and see how best they can invite more of such workers to enter into Canada. Okay. The next pillar, okay, under the tech talent strategy will be the new innovation stream that is going to be announced by end of 2023. What this means is that, right, okay, workers, employers who are going to work for Canada employers in this technology sector, right, the employees will be exempted from LMIA. For those who are not aware, LMIA is Labour Market Impact Assessment, which is required from all employers who wants to hire foreigners into the workforce, into their own company. So by having a exemption from LMIA means that, right, the employers do not need to seek approval to hire foreigners, as long as they are in this tech talent strategy, okay? And what it also means for the workers is that, right, instead of having a shorter term work permit, now the workers in the tech talents will be able to get a 5-year open work permit. They can stay and work for any employers without sponsorship for 5 years. Okay, this is actually very, very this is a very good piece of news, okay, for technology workers. Okay, next, of course, they're also looking at digital nomads. Okay, so digital nomads means they are IT people who doesn't need to, they can work remotely. So what we've seen across the globe, right, it's not just centering on Canada. What we're seeing across the globe is a lot of countries right now are trying to attract digital nomads. Okay, closer to home, we have countries like Thailand who's also rolling out red carpet, okay, to attract digital nomads into the country by giving them a 10-year visa. But in this instance, Canada is doing the same. So they are looking at putting in policies to attract the digital nomads on a longer term basis versus the current visitor status, okay, of just a tourist visa, which is valid for only 6 months. So they're putting in place policies, which we will update you when we have news on these new policies that will enhance the entry of digital nomads. Okay, next we have the global skills strategy. This one is an old strategy that was launched in 2017, catered specially for the tech sector. And what this means is that, right, there will be LMIA for employers and work permit applications for the foreign workers. So for employers who wants to hire these highly skilled tech workers, the LMIA will be processed within 2 weeks. And likewise, once they have selected the foreign workers, the workers will also only have 2 weeks of work permit application processing time. Okay, so this certainly shorten the wait time, okay, for the employers to hire foreigners and for the foreigners to enter into Canada, right? We also have seen, okay, we're going to see improvements in startup visa program. Okay, what this means is that, right, Canada government wants to triple the number of PR, okay, for this group of entrepreneurs who wants to use the startup program, the SUV program, okay, to enter into Canada as a PR. So instead of 1 year work permit now, okay, to work on the project that they want to start in Canada, now the government is going to issue them with a 3-year work permit, allowing them to have a longer time for them to fulfill the project deliverables, at the same time for them to also look for other employers to sponsor their income, okay, rather to enhance their income while they work on the project. Okay, and also when these project owners, okay, or these work permit holders, right, when they are in Canada and they apply for PR, it's going to be shortening as well, shortened, in terms of the processing time to get a PR. So all these changes and all these pillars augurs very well when it comes to Canada in terms of the tech talent strategy. So we're really excited how all this plays out, okay, over the months and in the years, okay, to come, right? Okay, next is another piece of good news is Canada now has opened up, okay, its air travel, okay, to 13 additional countries, and these countries are from, and these citizens, are from these 13 countries here. Okay, so what this means is that citizens of these countries now do not need to apply for a visa. They can just apply for a electronic travel authorization to enter Canada. But there are two conditions to it. First is they must have previously held a valid Canada visa in the last 10 years, or okay, they are currently holding a valid US non-immigrant visa. What is a non-immigrant visa? For the US, it's a non-green card. So for example, H-1B visa, which is a short-term work visa, this is what is called a non-immigrant visa. So these are the two conditions, okay, that will apply if the citizens of these 13 countries wish to enter into Canada through air travel. Okay, then all they need to do is just apply for ETA, which will be obtained within a few hours. Okay, the visa process is going to take a little bit longer, right? So this is actually a good news, okay, for those who satisfy either of these two conditions and who wish to enter into Canada for social, for business, or for whatever reasons, or to visit family. Now, the reason why Canada is doing this is because there's a huge backlog of visa applications. So by removing these 13 countries and all the applications for visa, they are removing a lot of the backlog. Okay, and this is also another good way to generate tourism revenue, okay, for Canada. Okay, so tourism revenue is actually very important to Canada as well. So this is actually the right step it's a step in the right direction, in my opinion. All right. Okay, next will be, we reached the end of our updates, okay, on Australia, okay, and Canada.
Yeah, so yes, so I hope you find this session informative, and if you want to find out whether you're eligible for either Australia or Canada, do approach us, and we can of course assess your eligibility, and we can share a lot more information with you. You can simply leave your name, your contact number, and your email address in the chat box, and then we will be in touch. And thank you very much for spending this afternoon with us, and I hope you have a very good weekend, and we hope that we will see you very soon. Thank you for joining our seminar and our webinar. We will see you soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you.